guys, I hope you're okay. So today's a short practice focusing on hip flexors. So stretching and strengthening the hip flexors. It's only about 10-15 minutes long and I hope you can join me. So you might want to warm up a little bit first if you haven't already. But we're going to start off with the feet out in front. So just come into a seated position with both feet out on the floor. And we're just going to start to move the legs from one side and then across to the other, just starting to work into the hips gently. So you might want to have the hands, you can have the hands on the floor, you can have them on the knees, just wherever feels comfortable. And then we'll come back to centre. So just taking the legs out in front now, we're going to come into staff pose. So flexing the feet, keeping a nice length down the spine, sitting up nice and tall. We're just going to take the hands just to the back where the bottom meets the mat. Again, keeping that nice straight spine. We're working the muscles in the legs, tensing up through the quads and flexing the feet. So you might feel like you're not doing very much, but you're actually doing quite a lot. And when you hold this position for a couple of breaths, you start to feel it. You'll start to feel it here across the top of the hip, top of the thighs. And then we'll take a breath in, taking the arms all the way up, relaxing the shoulders. Again, just taking nice full breaths, breathing into that stretch, creating space along the sides of the body. Again, keeping that strength in the legs, engaging the muscles in the thighs, flexing the feet. We're going to drop one hand to the side and come into a side stretch, reaching across with the opposite arm. Keep the shoulders open, lifting the chest, and moving across to the opposite side. Again, we're still keeping that strength in the legs. We'll do one more for each side, moving across, pulling that shoulder back, lifting the chest towards the ceiling. And one more for the opposite side. And then coming back to centre. You can either keep the hands on the mat. We're just going to lift and lower, one leg at a time, building strength in the hips, in the legs. You can bring the hands to heart centre. Again, just lifting and lowering. Maybe seeing if you take one leg across the opposite. Or if you've got a block even, you can do the leg over the block and back down. And then we'll come back to bringing the hands down to the mat. We're going to keep one leg straight, bend one leg in. So we're bending at the knee, straightening that leg, bending it back in and straightening. You can bring the hands again at heart centre, but try and keep a nice upright position. Strengthening those legs, you might be able to feel it already. And then we'll bring that foot to the floor. I'm going to cross it over the opposite leg, bringing that figure four shape to the legs. Again, we'll bring the hands back to just behind. I'm going to start to bend into that foot. So one foot's on the mat, the opposite foot's in a figure four position. Okay, you can either stay in this position with the nice opening through the legs, through the hips, keep that foot flexed, or you can press into the hands, lifting the hips up. Again, deepening the stretch in the hip flexor. Breathing in and relax. Do a couple more. Breathe in, lift the hips and relax. One more time. Press into the hands, lift the hips and lower back down. Okay, we're going to straighten that left leg out. Keep the right foot on the floor. And then as you breathe in, lift the left arm, cross it over that right knee, coming into a half Lord of the Fishes. So a nice spinal twist. looking over that right shoulder. Inhale, bring it back to centre. We'll take both legs out. We'll do the opposite side. Okay, so we're just going to start to bend into the left knee. Bend and straighten. Working the thigh muscles and the hip flexor. You can take the hands out in front, but again, trying to keep up nice, sitting up nice and tall. And again, bringing that foot back down to the floor. We'll cross it over the opposite leg, and then bending into the right knee, bringing your figure 4 shape to the opposite side. Okay, you can either stay in this position, opening up through the hips, or you can press into the hands, again lifting the hips up. Nice stretch for the shoulders as well at the front. Exhale, lower it down. Again, breathe in as you lift up. Exhale to lower. One more time, breathing in, lifting those hips. Exhale, lowering it back down. Okay, we'll straighten the right leg. Left foot comes to the floor with a bent knee. Breathe in as you reach up with the right arm. Twisting it across that left knee. Again, spinal twist on this side, looking over the left shoulder. Breathing into the belly. Lovely cleansing twists. And bringing it back to centre. We'll bend both knees, reach your hands out in front, and then come up to a standing position. Lost for words today. Got a bit of a sore throat as well, so sorry if you can hear that. Okay, so we will come to a standing position. I'm going to lift the right knee. So keeping that nice line of energy running through the centre of the body. I'm going to straighten that right leg. Again, we're trying to not lean back, because that's what can happen. Bending into the knee. Just going to straighten and bend and straighten that knee. This time, as you bend it in, I'm going to take it back to a warrior 3. So just taking the hips back, extending that right leg, maybe reaching the arms out in front, trying to keep your balance. Inhale as we bring it back, hugging in that right knee, circling into the ankle. This time, we're going to take it back into a high lunge. So stepping the right foot back, finding the nice footing with your feet. You might want to adjust your feet slightly. Inhale, taking the arms all the way up. Oops, try not to wobble. Okay, so we're going to bend into that right knee, push the hips forward, and then straighten the leg again. So you're finding a deeper stretch going through the front of the hip. Again, breathe, nice full breaths. Exhale, we're going to take that knee to the floor nice and slowly. And now we're into our low lunge. Okay, so you might want to adjust the feet. I'm going to sink into that position to deepen the stretch going through the front of the thigh. Work with your breath. You're going to take that left hand to the left knee, reaching up with the right arm, coming into a slight side stretch. And bringing it back to centre. I'm going to bring the right hand down to that left knee, raising the left arm, stretching across towards the opposite side. Lovely, and back to centre. I'm going to tuck the right toes under, lifting that right leg. We're coming all the way back up to your high lunge. Keep breathing. Exhale, we'll step the feet back together. Okay, we're working on the other side. So we're lifting up with the left leg this time. Again, finding that nice midline, where all the energy runs through the centre. Exhale as we take the leg out. Inhale, bring it back in. I'm just going to extend and bend that knee. On your next one, we're going to take it back to your warrior 3. So bring it in, Start to take the leg behind, reaching the arms out in front. Keep a nice soft bend in that right knee. Exhale, bring it all the way back in. Hug that left knee in, circling into the left ankle. On your next one, we're going to step it back, coming into your high lunge on the left. Again, maybe adjusting the feet. Don't always step back into the right position. Hips are facing forward. Bending into the left knee, pushing the hips forward, and then straightening that leg again. Nice high lunge. Should feel a nice deep stretch going down the front of the hip, into the thigh. Breathing into it. Exhale, dropping the left knee to the floor, untucking the toes. Find your nice deep stretch in that low lunge. Drop the right hand to the right knee, lifting the left arm, taking it across to the right side. Inhale back through centre, dropping that left hand down. Breathing in as you reach up with the right arm, leaning across to the left. Lovely, bring it all the way back to centre. This time I'm going to bring the knees together, coming into a camel position. So you might want to tuck the toes under. You can have them tucked under or untuck the toes, whichever works. Taking the hands towards the back, thumbs are going up. Starting to lift the chest, pull the shoulders back together. Now this might be enough of a stretch. You might be quite happy to stay here, lifting the chest, pushing the hips forward. Or you can drop one hand to one heel as you breathe in, lifting the opposite arm. Nice back bend. Inhale as you come back up, dropping the opposite hand to the opposite heel. Breathing in, raising the other arm. Push the hips forward. And back to centre. We'll do one more on each side. Left hand comes to left heel. Breathing in as you reach up with the right arm. Exhale back through centre. Right hand comes to right heel. Breathe in, lifting the left arm, looking up towards the sky. You can either stick with this or bring both hands to the heels. Squeeze the shoulders together, lifting the chest. Lovely camel position. Inhale, bring it all the way back to centre. Bring the big toes together. Separate the knees. Sit the bottom back to the heels. Lovely. Walk the hands forward. Relax the head down. Come into your child's pose. Maybe gently rocking from one side to the other, releasing any tension in the lower back. So that's the end of today's practice. It was only a short one. Hope you've enjoyed it. So you can stay in your child's pose for as long as you like, or yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching, guys.